How do biological soils reduce fertilizers and farm costs? Let's start with where we are today. Modern industrial farming has been operated for 70 to 100 years. Before that, for thousands of years, conventional farming provided us with all the food we needed from our organic soils. Modern farming methods focus on single-crop fields with chemicals. Conceptually, this would seem efficient and the most commercially logical way to plant and harvest crops. However, large swathes of single crops on weakening soils using chemical fertilizers result in more infestation, disease, and the progressive weakening of soils and crops. Soils have been depleted to the point where they have less than 2/3 of the carbon and organic matter they need. The resultant compaction and the reduced water, air, and biological activity in the soils weaken the crops and reduces their quality and value. The increasing price of chemical fertilizers makes the outcome inevitable. Farms become unviable and go bankrupt. Food supplies fail, inflation rises because of the increased cost of the more scarce food, and the whole economic system goes out of balance. This can be seen already around the world, even in the USA. Chemical fertilizers cost as much as 20% of farming costs in many cases. Soil depletion results in more chemical fertilizers needed to achieve the same commercial yields. More chemicals results in more acidification of the soil, and more compaction. Weaker crops increase the risk for farmers from each crop. It is a vicious cycle. Producing and using locally produced biological soil fertilizers aligns many commercial values such as the actual production of the fertilizer, the saved costs in imported fertilizers, the reduced shipping and logistics, the reliability, and the better nutrition and quantity from the crops. Producing food on these biological soils is now less expensive, more reliable, and healthier. You are what you eat. The plant is exactly the same. The production of agro-energy crops is a valuable crop with insatiable market demand delivers wealth and value into the agricultural sector. Layering the wealth of the energy sector over the agricultural sector grows value throughout an economy. It brings certainty to supplies and costs as well as quality. Biological soils and agro-energy crops, even food crops, should all be considered as national security decisions. They are undoubtedly central policy economic decisions. It is ironic, and fortunate, that biological soils applied back into the fields will also reverse climate change. Biological soils are made from plant carbon material that utilizes atmospheric carbon as its primary food source. This is natural carbon capture. The sheer volume of biological soils required brings the most rewards to farmers. Despite all the food waste, civic waste, manures, and other waste streams, there will not be enough carbon source material to make the millions of tons of biological soils needed. The answer comes from 12,000 years of conventional farming where the farmer made his own compost. Each farm can simply grow some of their biomass to make their own biological fertilizers as trade with infinity biological soils for their optimized biological soils. This results in a drop in the costs of fertilizers by as much as 90%. The biological fertilizers rebuild the capability of the fields to grow crops, with or without chemicals, while reducing compaction and re-establishing the all-important water and air cycles. A robust, local production capacity for food and energy with control of costs and supplies is a foundation for any economy. Capturing this value through the agro-food, agro-energy, and agroforestry sectors insulates economies from global market pricing and supply chain difficulties. Farms are units of growth and value within this agro-energy revolution. The biological soils are the platform for production and cost controls. Reduced costs, increased volume, and quality of crops means more profitability and less risk for farmers. Agro-energy is one of a number of crop-driven economics that will help economies grow sustainably, manage supply challenges and cost controls throughout their economy. For more information, please contact Infinity Biological Soils or the Efficiency Professor. Thanks for watching another Efficiency Professor Media production. Thanks.